Coming up on this edition of Hawkeye News.
National Honor Society recently held a formal induction for the 2003-2004 new members. This prestigious society has been around since 1921 and includes the most talented students in the nation in high school. A full report straight ahead.
Plus, the Mighty Hawk Band recently participated in the UIL marching competitions at Waxahachie's Lumpkin Stadium that vaulted the band into the area competition. We have details on the performance and the results later in our show.
Once again, Red Oak High School held a wonderful Veterans Day celebration ceremony to honor the men and women who gave their lives for our country. We'll have highlights from this annual event. All coming up next on this edition of Hawkeye News.
You're watching Hawkeye News with Rachel Selvey and Christian Henson. Sports with Brady Sapp. News coverage from the Junior High Bureau with Katie Stanglin. Plus, academic and student life reports with our Hawkeye News team. Hawkeye News, leadership you can depend on.
Welcome to this Thanksgiving edition of Hawkeye News for November 2003. I'm Rachel Selvey.
And I'm Natalie Hillary. Christian is on assignment.
We have a big show for you this month as Thanksgiving is just around the corner.
The holiday season is a time to be with family and friends and a time to give thanks, especially to those who have given us the opportunity to have what we have, a free country.
That's right, Natalie. As we mentioned earlier, we'll bring highlights not only from the high school Veterans Day ceremony, but we'll also visit Red Oak Elementary and see their awesome assembly and march to the Lions Club as they show respect for those who have served in our country in the military.
But first, this month's top stories.
As many of us seniors begin to finally realize that college and careers are not so distant future dreams, we have to begin wondering what college we'll be accepted to, where we will go to work, what will our future hold. Well, that question has recently been answered by one of Red Oak High School students, David Tennant. David recently received his acceptance letter to attend West Point Academy next year. West Point is a top military college in the nation, and only a few are accepted to this fine institution. David will also be playing on the West Point soccer team, which again is an honor very few ever achieve. Principal Russ Shepman was excited to make Hawkeye News aware of this award and wanted personally to say a few words about David.
We are here this morning to acknowledge David Tennant's appointment to West Point next year. And with us is his dad, Lieutenant Colonel Ed Tennant. And this is David Tennant. David has been accepted to West Point. Will be attending there next year as a cadet. And will also be playing soccer for him. And this is a tremendous honor for David and his family. And we are proud and pleased to announce that to this community and our school. And so on behalf of Red Oak High School and the entire community, I want to congratulate David for his appointment. Congratulations.
David is the son of Edward and Yvonne Tennant and is involved in many school activities as well as being a member of the 2003 State Soccer Championship team.
It just felt really good. It was really encouraging and a big relief to finally get the college taken care of so that I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Being a close friend of David's for many years, it's an honor for me to be able to do this story on such a wonderful guy. Congratulations, David, and best of luck in the future.
In a related story on student achievement, David is not the only Red Oak High School student who has received great academic achievement news lately. Mr. Shepman was also the source for this story of Academic Commended Scholar Award presented to Kyle Berlin. The award is a National Merit Commended Scholar Award and is given to only those in the top 5% of over 1 million students who took the PSAT in 2002. The award is an outstanding accomplishment and shows the academic excellence of the recipients.
He doesn't know why he's here. His folks do, and we appreciate them coming here this morning. But Kyle is the only Red Oak student who received a letter of commendation from the National Merit Scholarship Program. He is a commended student, which means that he scored in the top 5% of all the students across the nation that took the PSAT in 2002. So we're here to present his letter of commendation. And so he has a letter from the National Merit Scholarship Corporation. It's a nice press release for you. And also a letter of commendation that you can put in frame for you. And we want to congratulate you for your excellent performance. Congratulations. We're proud of you.
I'm very proud of him. He's always been a real hard worker, and fortunately we haven't had to get him to do his homework. He does it on his own, so very proud of the fact that he's worked hard to get this.
Well, it represents that Kyle scored in the top 5% in the country on the PSAT, which is also a great measure of how he's predicted to do in college. So he has a lot to look forward to, and a high rate of success in college is predicted for him. It also opens up the door for him to be able to go just about wherever he wants as far as college is concerned, because he scored so well, not only on the PSAT, but on the SAT and his other entrance exams. So he's got a lot to look forward to.
How many of you know what October 23rd is? Let's see. Is it some famous person's birthday? A school holiday? No. But to many it's a special day nonetheless. We go in search of the importance of this day, known to science lovers as Mole Day. Back in the 19th century, an Italian scientist, Amedeo Avogadro, hypothesized that equal volumes of gases under the same conditions of temperature and pressure contain the same number of molecules. Later, this number of molecules was determined to be 6.02 times 10 to the 23. Today, chemists still rely on the quantity known as the mole, which contains Avogadro's number of formula units. This year, Mrs. Watts and other science teachers took the opportunity to have a little fun with learning. The teachers had many fun activities, including a mole contest and much more. This has become a big event at Red Oak High School and has been made into a really fun learning experience by our wonderful science teachers, giving students an opportunity to learn great science lessons in a hands-on, fun way.
One of the top academic honors a high school student can receive is the induction into the National Honor Society. Ms. Robin Wolf, the sponsor of the organization, recently held the induction ceremony for the 2003-2004 new members, and one of those inductees is our very own Hawkeye News reporter J.D. Foster, who will bring us a closer look at the NHS.
National Honor Society's new members were inducted in a formal ceremony on Monday, the 3rd of November. This prestigious society has been around since 1921 and includes the most talented students in the nation in high school. This society not only allows you to wear the NHS stole at graduation, but it is a great thing to have on college applications, not to mention a tremendous honor. This year, 50 hardworking students were inducted into this prestigious organization in the Red Oak chapter. Members, after inducted, are required to maintain adherence to certain requirements for membership. These include a cumulative average of 90 or higher, must serve at least 6 hours of community service a semester, must be present at all meetings of the organization, must adhere to certain group activities, must pay organizational dues, and must stay out of trouble. We would like to thank Ms. Colvin and the Red Oak High School Journalism Department for providing these photos and making this story possible. The NHS induction ceremony was held at 7:30 p.m. on Monday, the 3rd of November. Congratulations to all the new inductees. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm J.D. Foster.
Congratulations to you, JD, and to all of the members of NHS.
The Red Oak Intermediate is working hard on improvement of their math skills and has recently initiated a new program using PowerPoint. 5th grade math students on the 5 Red team at Red Oak Intermediate have been working on PowerPoint presentations that focus on improving their geometry vocabulary and math skills. Students are learning how to insert slides, insert clip art, and definitions of math terms. The lessons aim to improve math scores on Objective 3 on the 5th grade math tax test. Students enjoy the lessons because they are hands-on lessons that keep their attention the entire class period. Once the presentations are completed, the students plan to invite administration in so that the students can actually present their work to them. Congratulations to all the students and teachers who have been working hard to improve their academic performance.
As we reported earlier this year, the Mighty Hawk Band, under the direction of Mr. Mark Pease, just continues to get better and better. This was evident recently as the band participated in the UIL marching competitions. The band, under the field direction of Courtney Gabine, Dylan Thomas, and Jessica McCarty, had an outstanding performance at Waxahachie's Lumpkin Stadium that vaulted the band into the area competition. The band performed against the top bands of the area, and although they did not finish in the top 4 to qualify for state, many members, as did director Mark Pease, felt it was the band's best performance of the year. The band has done a tremendous job this year, and Mr. Pease stated he is excited about the prospects for the future. Many times we see the work the athletes have to put in by their performance on Friday nights, but have you ever stopped to think what it takes to get well over 100 band members to be in perfect step while keeping the sound just right? It takes hours and hours of hard work, dedication, and commitment, and it is evident that the Mighty Hawk Band has met and exceeded the challenge this year. Our congratulations to the band, the directors, and those many very hard-working band parents who give so much of their time to keep the Mighty Hawk Band at the top of their game. Good luck in the future.
It's time once again to welcome back our junior high correspondent, Katie Stanglin, after a month off, to bring us this extended look at Red Oak Junior High interview. Thanks for being here, Katie.
Thanks for having me, Rachel. Hello, Red Oak Junior High. Volleyball and football season have come to a close, and I've got those scores and other stories ahead. So go with me now as we take a closer look at the activities of November for Red Oak Junior High. As Hatted is one of the biggest clubs here at the junior high, the officers for the 2003-2004 year have just been chosen. President Kelsey Craig, Vice President Justin Lentz and Kiki Roberts, Secretary Taylor Ames, Treasurer Katie Major, Public Relations Jenna Davidson and India Fernandez, Junior High reps to high school Cece Todd and Zach Ganoza, Director of Administration Taylor Parker, Chairman of the Board Jimmy Kohler, Board of Directors Dalton Thomas, Alexandria Marino, and Abby Smith. Hatted's first project was Red Ribbon Week, also known as Drug Free Week. This week is a time when students pledge to stand against alcohol and drugs and commit to being drug-free. They kicked off this week by reading the pledge at the junior high football game, doing the national anthem, and releasing red balloons in honor of this week. We all need to step it up and take this pledge and live it. Pledge to be drug, alcohol, and smoke-free. Volleyball has had a good season this year for 7th grade and 8th grade A and B teams. Congratulations, girls, you did a wonderful job, and I know the junior high is looking forward to having the 7th grade Lady Hawks back next year for another great season. In other Lady Hawks sports, the Lady Hawks basketball teams have just been chosen. Another congratulations goes out to these fantastic 7th and 8th grade talented athletes. I'm looking forward to reporting on your wins to come, and we'll report on boys basketball next month. We would also like to thank those wonderful Hawkette High Steppers for being so fantastic and performing at every pep rally and game this year. Also, we would like to thank the band for being so great as to come out to most of the football games and play to support our football team. Last but definitely not least, we have the 7th grade A team who we would like to congratulate on their outstanding season of being undefeated. These boys worked very hard and truly showed what team effort is. We would like to welcome 2 special guests to Hawkeye News this month to bring us a wrap of the 2002 ROJH Christmas Toy Drive and to let us know what ROJH Haddett will be doing this year for the 2003 Toy Drive. This month, we welcome Katie and Haley Oliver, who are 8th graders at Red Oak Junior High and members of the ROJH Haddett. Welcome, ladies.
Hello, Red Oak. I hope we all had a very Merry Christmas last year and that we have an even better Christmas this year. If you were in Red Oak Junior High Hadit last year, you know that some families would not have had such a great Christmas without the generosity of Red Oak Junior High students.
Last Christmas, Red Oak High School Hadit learned of several families needing assistance during the holiday season. So under the direction of Hadit sponsor Sergeant Lori Williams and Ms. Gretchen Ganoza, the call to help came out. The entire staff and student body kicked in and made Christmas for 3 families much better. In October 2002, tragedy struck the Marino family in Ferris. Mr. Marino was an innocent victim killed at a gas station in Ferris. Mrs. Marino works for ROISD and has 3 children. With the hard work of our Hadit group and the students of Red Oak Junior High, we were able to provide the family with gift certificates and toys.
In the same incident, Ferris police officer Marty Steinfeld was also killed. Marty's wife was pregnant at the time and was a Ferris school teacher. In our toy drive, we were able to provide baby gifts and gift certificates to help the new arrival. We also learned of the death of an Ellis County Sheriff's deputy who had left behind 3 small children that he was raising on his own. An older sister is caring for the young children now, and Red Oak Junior High Hadit was able to provide toys and gifts to each of them as well.
This year, we hope to be able to once again help those families in need with our 2003 Christmas toy drive.
We know that Red Oak High School Hadit will be hard at work doing the same, so we challenge all our junior high students to give to those in need, as we did last year, so that we can make the holidays brighter for families in need.
Wouldn't you like to touch someone's or some family's life like we were able to do last Christmas?
Then go ahead and sign up for Hadit now if you haven't already done so. And even if you are not in Hadit, still join us in donating new unwrapped toys or other money to this worthy cause. Well, Red Oak, we hope you all have a safe and happy holiday.
Thanks for inviting us on Hawkeye News. I'm Haley Oliver.
And I'm Katie Oliver. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, ladies, for being our special guests this month on Junior High in Review. That about does it for this month. Until next time.
Great job, Katie, and great job to all the awesome students at Red Oak Junior High. Keep up the good work, and we will look forward to hearing more next month on Junior High in Review.
This month's District in 60 Seconds is brought to you by Bow Wow Barbers, professional pet styling. We'll have your pet stepping out in style.
As we're nearing the holiday season, we have so many things to be thankful for here at Red Oak ISD. This month, we take a look at parties, costumes, war heroes, and drug-free students in our November edition of District in 60 Seconds. Hadit holds 5th quarter. Red Oak High School Hadit once again held a very successful and fun-filled 5th quarter following the football game with Lancaster. Free food, drinks, a live DJ, and special guest Anthony Clark, the world's strongest man, made the event fun for all who attended. Veterans Day Assembly at Red Oak Elementary. Once again, the students, faculty, and staff from Red Oak Elementary celebrated Veterans Day with an awesome assembly and march to the Lions Club. The event teaches students very important lessons in patriotism and a warm respect for those who have served our country in the military. Wood Elementary Costume Parade. Ghosts, goblins, and superheroes of all shapes and sizes recently walked the halls of Wooden Elementary in the school's annual costume parade held on Halloween morning. The event gets more fun each year as not only students, but teachers and staff as well take part in the event. Eastridge Elementary hosts pumpkin carving contest. Eastridge students got involved in the season as they took part in the annual pumpkin carving contest. There were pumpkins of all shapes and sizes and fun for all who were involved. Red Oak ISD celebrated Drug-Free Red Ribbon Week in many ways this past month with special events and activities designed to send the message that Red Oak ISD strives to be drug-free. And that's your District in 60 Seconds.
We have lots to cover as we take a look at the highs and lows of football season. We check back in for our district results on our cross-country teams, and we see just what the future has to hold for our defending state champion Lady Hawks after a word from our sponsor.
This month's Hawkeye News Sports is brought to you by Rainbow Collision Paint and Body. Call for your free estimate.
Hello Hawk and Lady Hawk sports fans, let's talk sports. We start this month with the Varsity Hawks football team. After a fast start against Midway, the team seemed to find a lot of bad luck as costly turnovers and penalties took its toll. The Hawks finished the pre-district schedule 2-3. The Hawks had to face two of the top teams in district in Terrell and Ennis, dropping both before rebounding with a huge 63-0 win over Maybank. The momentum would not hold as the Hawks dropped a hard-fought but once again penalty and turnover-filled game to the Lancaster Tigers. The defense was once again outstanding, holding Lancaster to only 120 yards rushing and 99 yards passing. The bend but don't break defense was led this night by the hard hits of Eddie Daniels, Jose Canales, and Kevin Thomas, who had what looked to be his best game with a fumble recovery as well as an interception. The Hawks' offense was stopped cold most of the night, and when they did get it going, it seemed that the 4 turnovers killed the momentum. Robert Morris led the Hawks with 57 yards, followed by Brandon Swinford, 54 yards. Quarterback Charlie Duncan did his favorite target, Casey Fitzgerald, for 30 yards. The Hawks scored their only touchdown on an 8-yard run by Swinford, but that was it for the offense. The Tigers scored a field goal in the first period and a touchdown in the second period. The second half was a defensive battle as both teams played scoreless. The final score, Lancaster 9, Red Oak 7. The final game of the season was against 8-1 Corsicana Tigers in Corsicana. The Hawks, behind an outstanding passing night from Charlie Duncan, who was 5 for 12 with 144 yards passing. Brett Daughtry led the Hawks in reception yardage with 4 catches for 132 yards. The Hawks finished the season with a record of 3 wins and 7 losses. The Hawks will look to the 2004 season with many returns coming back. In cross-country news, we would like to congratulate Coach Foster and our District 16 4A champion boys team for bringing home another district title and their 13th place finish in area. The varsity team of Travis Berlin, Farron Hansen, Justin Renfro, Fabian Cicedo, Cody Stratton, Matt Walker, Bobby Zimmerman, Sean Goose, Tyler Jennings, and Adam Johnson will set their sights on the regional meet. On the girls' side, we would also like to send congratulations to Melissa DeFrance, who finished 4th and qualified for regionals as well. The Lady Hawks prepared for the upcoming playoffs with matches against some of the top-ranked 5A schools in the area. State-ranked Arlington pulled off a rare victory against the Lady Hawks in a hard-fought match that went 5 games. The biggest loss in the game was not the score, but a serious injury to senior All-State player Lori Burrow. The ladies would have to take the floor without Burrow against the team that gave the Lady Hawks their first of only 2 losses in the year, the Allen Lady Eagles. The Battle of the Birds went to the Lady Hawks as they took down Allen again without Lori Burrow. The match seemed to give a burst of energy to the ladies as they would take down Carrollton Creekview, another 5A playoff team getting their set for the playoff run. The opening round game came against the familiar foe from last year's playoffs, the Lady Bobcats of Hallsville. The match was played in Athens with the Lady Hawks once again without Lori Burrow, still out with her injury. But that did not bother the Lady Hawks, who seemed to be focused on their mission. The ladies, behind the outstanding net play of Tori Dacus and sophomore Emily Hollenbeck, controlled the net most of the night. Tori led the team with 20 kills and 2 blocks. Emily finished with 8 kills and 5 blocks. Amber Lorman had 36 assists. Chelsea Pena kept the Lady Cats off balance all night with her powerful serve. Amy Hafner, Janet Hooker, Alicia Thomas, and Kelsey Bird also played a big role in the straight set victory, 25-12, 25-16, 28-26. The ladies would then advance to the regional quarterfinals against the Cleburne Lady Jackets, who upset Nacogdoches. The Lady Hawks kept their bid for a repeat state championship on track as they defeated the Cleburne Lady Jackets 26-24, 25-20, and 25-18 in the third round of playoffs. Senior Tori Dacus once again led the charge for the Lady Hawks. The ladies are set to take on what some feel to be the toughest competition in 4A this year, the ladies of Highland Park, in a match which will be played after press time. We would like to give a special thanks to our photojournalists and sports staff for bringing us playoff video this year. Thanks to Jimmy Todd, Adam Foley, and Stephen Coley. Before we go, I'd like to thank Natalie for sitting in for me last month in the sports desk. We would like to continue to update you on the Lady Hawks' quest for another state title, as we are taking a look at the upcoming basketball season on our December edition of Hawkeye News.
Many of us take our athletic or academic gifts for granted sometimes. We forget that there are others who struggle to do these type of activities. But when you take a closer look at our Special Olympians, you not only get things in perspective, but you also find out just how strong these students really are, and how we could all learn valuable lessons in overcoming hardships from them. Robert Kent has more on this report. Robert?
That's right, Rachel. We many times think of our varsity sports teams as those who are putting out their best to represent our school. But another group that does this year-round is our very own Special Olympians. Under the leadership of the CBI teacher, Mr. Tim Smith, several of our CBI students take part each year in several Special Olympic events such as basketball, track, and bowling. Recently, the team competed in a bowling competition at the Don Carter Lanes in Farmers Branch. Mr. Smith stated everyone did a great job. We will bring you the official results in the following up next month. In related news, we also wanted to let students and teachers know that the ROHS main campus CBI class will be conducting a fundraiser during November. This will help curtail quite a bit of the class's expenses for food, supplies, and trips. If you would like to order an awesome shirt and help some great students in CBI in the process, contact Miss Lene in the CBI room. The shirts are $10 each for small through extra large and $12 for the XX and XXX. We wanted to congratulate all these student athletes for their hard work and dedication, and for being such fine representatives for Red Oak High School. Way to go, Special Olympians. Reporting for Hawkeye News, I'm Robert Kent.
Although the recent events last month touched us all in many different ways, it left so many questions about the subject of suicide and heartache. We ask ourselves why and how could this happen?
While these questions are not easily answered, our crime reporter Tamara Llewellyn volunteered to research and come up with this story we hope will help prevent such a tragedy from ever happening again. Tamara?
As we all know, we were hit in October with something none of us ever expected to deal with, the loss of a fellow classmate due to suicide. While rumors have and will continue to flow on what happened, those questions are for others to answer. But we here at Hawkeye News know it was time to deal with the topic and hopefully share information that could help prevent this tragedy from ever happening again. Be aware of warning signs. There is no typical suicide victim. It happens to young and old, rich and poor. Fortunately, there are some common warning signs which, when acted upon, can save lives. Here are some signs to look for. A suicidal person might be suicidal if he or she talks about committing suicide, has trouble eating or sleeping, experiences drastic changes in behavior, withdraws from friends or social activities, loses interest in hobbies, work, school, etc., prepares for death by making out a will and final arrangements, gives away prized possessions, has attempted suicide before, takes unnecessary risks, have a recent severe losses, is preoccupied with death and dying, loses interest in personal appearance, increases their use of alcohol or drugs. What to do? Here are some ways to be helpful to someone who is threatening suicide. Be direct. Talk openly and matter-of-factly about suicide. Be willing to listen. Allow expressions of feelings. Accept the feelings. Be non-judgmental. Don't debate whether suicide is right or wrong, or feelings are good or bad. Don't lecture on the value of life. Get involved. Become available. Show interest and support. Don't dare him or her to do it. Don't act shocked. This will put distance between you. Don't be sworn to secrecy. Seek support. Offer hope that alternatives are available. Take action. Remove means such as guns or stockpile pills. Get help from persons or agencies specializing in crisis intervention and suicide prevention. Be aware of feelings. Many people at some time in their lives think about committing suicide. Most decide to live because they eventually come to realize that crisis is temporary and death is permanent. On the other hand, people having a crisis sometimes perceive their dilemma as inescapable and feel an utter loss of control. These are sometimes feelings that they may experience. Can't stop the pain, can't think clearly, can't make decisions, can't see any way out, can't eat or sleep or work, can't get out of depression, can't make the sadness go away, can't see the future without pain, cannot see themselves as worthwhile, can't get someone's attention, or can't seem to get control. If you experience these feelings, get help. If you know someone who exhibits these symptoms, offer help. Contact a community mental health agency, a private therapist or counselor, a school counselor or psychologist, a family physician, a suicide prevention or crisis center, courtesy of www.suicidology.org, courtesy of the American Association of Suicidology. Please, if you ever have thoughts of suicide, get help. Or if you know someone who is talking about suicide, encourage them to seek help from a professional.
Once again, Red Oak High School held a wonderful Veterans Day celebration ceremony in the gym on November 10th to honor the men and women who have given their lives for our country. Mrs. Belia Smith and many others once again put on an awesome tribute to the men and women of the armed forces at the annual Veterans Day ceremony. Many veterans of war were in attendance along with many special readings and demonstrations by Red Oak High School students. This year, the students decided to pay a special tribute to a wonderful man who not only served his country in the military, but also served the Red Oak High School campus as a custodian for many, many years. Mr. John Price recently passed away and will be sorely missed by the students, faculty, and staff, but his memory will live on for his dedication to our country and to our district. We ask that all our students take a moment to thank those who serve or have served in the military, keeping our freedom at home and abroad. Many past students of Red Oak High School took part in Operation Enduring Freedom in Iraq, and some are subject to return, so our honor and patriotism should be a tribute to our friends who have made the choice to serve no matter the cost. It is an honor for us here at Hawkeye News to say thank you to the men and women of the armed forces for their loyalty, dedication, and love of our great nation. In a time when we give thanks for what we have, we should send a special thank you to those who have given us the opportunity to have what we have, a free country.
We are currently working on many great stories for our December show, including a closer look at the Had It Toy Run. Listen for details on how you can help on daily announcements at the high school and junior high, as well as a closer look at holiday cheer Red Oak ISD style, and much more in our Christmas edition next month.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for your continued financial support of Project Success and Hawkeye News. That about does it for our Thanksgiving edition of Hawkeye News. We will see you next time for our Christmas edition.
If you'd like to contact us with your news ideas, comments, or suggestions, you can give us a call at 972-617-4312, mailbox number 4, or you can write to us at hawkeyenews@redoakisd.org. I'm Rachel Selvey.
And I'm Natalie Hillary.
Thanks for watching and make it a great day.